Hi everybody, welcome to my channel today. My name is Donna and this is Fancy Fiber Forum for those of you who don't know. If you are new here and this is your first time visiting me, thank you for popping in to see what I have today. If you're a returning viewer and a Fancy Fiber family member, welcome to the video today, and thank you for always watching my videos. I appreciate it so much. Today is a jam-packed episode, I will have to say. I have yarn to share. I have finished objects to share. And I have one whip to share. And this whip has kicked my butt, I have to say. I also have an acquisition that I received about a week ago that I hadn't shared, and I just pulled out what I could find. And then I have another acquisition that is truly fancy. I can't wait to show you. You'll have to stick around to see it. It's so pretty. And it was on sale. That's even better. Two of my favorite four-letter words, yarn and sale. And when you put them two together, oh my gosh, can't be beat. Can't be beat. Well, yeah, it can be. If you have a love for Jesus, that is the ultimate. That can't be beat. And I love Jesus. I hope you do too. So today is Sunday, March, I think it's the 23rd. And my son went off to take his friend on his errands, as he does most Sundays. And so I have the house to myself. Goober is laying on my bed taking a nap. So everything is calm and quiet here, which I love. It hasn't really been very eventful of late. I should have gone to crochet group today, but I just wasn't feeling it. Not very many people show up to that group these days, so it's hard to get in the mood to drive, what is it, probably 20 miles for me. I live pretty good distance away, good 30-minute drive. So it's hard to get motivated to do that anymore, especially when not too many people show up. But anyway, as I said, I have a jam-packed episode, so it could go a little long. I hope you stick around and watch the whole thing. That'll definitely help my channel. I've had quite a few watch hours drop off, so it's a little disheartening, but it is what it is. I have had a couple of new subscribers recently, so I want to welcome you to my Fancy Fiber family, and I hope you enjoy it here. I hope you like my background. I love my background. I just do. I love it, and I hope you do too. All right, so I guess I'll start with what I have on. This I took with me when I went to the Fiber Festival in Eureka Springs last week. And I took it thinking that I would finish off the edging, which I did. So I got the edging all finished. And then the other day I just weaved in the last few ends and washed it and blocked it. And now here we are. This is the Granny Stripe shawl from Moran at Crochet Objet Knitting. She is a creator out of Israel, and she is just a joy to watch. She's into so many things. She knits, she designs, she crochets, she ferments, she does sourdough, she does kefir. She seems very holistic to me in her approach to life, and I love that. I really do love that. I try to be as much as I can. I could do more, But I do like I do like that way of living. I really do. So check her out if you haven't already. Um, she does do a lot of knitting. Um, she has this really cute pattern called Chunky Benji. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's a very it's amigurumi, and he's a stuffed bear, but he's not stuffed real solid, so he's kind of floppy. But he's so cute. Chunky Benji. He's so cute. One day maybe I'll try it. And it is a crochet pattern. And she is on Ravelry, by the way. Anyway, so I got this blocked, and it's really, really nice. And really, it's kind of meant to be worn, you know, a little lower, not so much around your neck. And it's just long enough to cover your arms down to your elbows. I mean, you can wear it up here if you want to. But it's really nice. And I used the rest of my Advent yarn from Aberdeen's Wool to finish this off. And I used the main color to do the edging. So I'm pretty happy with it. And the washing did soften up the fiber a bit. I know when I've worn my Fezziwig, it's a little bit itchy around the neck. But the washing really took care of that. So I really like this. All right, so this light in front of me is really causing me problems. Maybe I should try turning it down a little bit, because it's almost like I feel like I'm staring at the sun. It's not all that bright. That's a little better. I hope that's okay. All right, so I'm going to start. Yeah, see, I'm getting like sunspots when I'm looking away. I'm going to start with my FOs. This one I haven't shown in a very long time. And I just came across it about a week ago. I hadn't blocked it yet. So I went ahead and blocked it, and boy, blocking sure made a difference. This is a window pane scarf. If I can find the tutorial or the pattern, I'll post it below. But if you just go to Ravelry and search window pane scarf, it'll be there. This is made with 100% silk, 2 different colors held together. I may have shown this before. I just hadn't blocked it till recently. So now it's been blocked, and it looks so much better. And it's funny, you guys, the colors that I used, I didn't even really think the 2 colors together would change how it looked. But I used like an olivey color and then like a coral color. I don't have them here handy, or I'd show you. But the 2 of them together give this an appearance of rose gold. It's beautiful, and it's so soft. 100% silk. I got this yarn from Ice Yarns quite a while back. I don't think they carry it anymore. So it blocked up beautifully and so soft. So that'll be going to market next time I go. So I've got that. The next thing that I've finished recently is a baby blanket. And this is no real particular pattern. I mean, I started off, I had found a pattern, and it was appearing to be a little too holey for a baby blanket. So after I think after 3 rows, I changed my mind. Has anybody ever done that? You start off a project, a simple project like a blanket, and you don't really like how that stitch is looking, so you change it. That's what I did. And I'm so glad I did, because this would have been way too holey for a baby. And, you know, little fingers and toes would get hung up in these holes. So here it is. I started out, here's the rows with the, it's a front post, double crochet, I don't think it was back post. I think it was just front post. I can't remember what pattern I referred to. But when I saw that it was being too holy, I thought, I'm going to change it and I'm going to do link double crochets. So that's what I did the whole rest of the pattern. And it's not quite square. I think I measured this and I think it's 32 inches wide. And then I haven't measured the length, but it's not quite square. But I only had 2 of these skeins left. So I used the 2 and it's just so pretty. This is Lion Brand Ice Cream Divagation, which I love. I know a lot of people don't like it. And this is in color dots. And it's basically really light green and gray and white. And I love how there's no sudden breaks in the stripes because it's very, when it fades, it's a very nice fade into the next color. So you don't get those sudden breaks. I love it. I just love it. And what I was thinking of doing, since it's not a square, and just to add a little extra neatness to it, I thought about finding a seamstress who would add a white satin border all the way around it and sew it on. I think that would be that would be next level for baby blanket. And if you didn't know already, I have a granddaughter that was born 2 months ago. So I'm thinking this will be for her, even though I'm sure she has plenty of blankets. But yeah, I think this will be for her. And it'll be nice and warm. Should hold up well with that link double crochet pattern. It's nice and solid. If you guys aren't familiar with link double crochet, I highly recommend you look it up and you try it because it's wonderful. If you don't want holes, if you want a solid fabric, and the texture it gives is really nice. It's just really nice. And it's easy. It really is easy. It takes a little bit longer than a regular double, but it's well worth the time, I think. And look how solid that is. I mean, that's solid. So that's link double crochet, or you could do a link double treble, which is awesome also. That's great. So I got that. And then the last thing I just finished yesterday, or day before. I blocked it yesterday. And this is called the Lush Lace Scarf. And I have to thank Judy at Judy's Creations in Crochet for featuring this on one of her last videos. I commented on that video and told her that I had looked it up and it's a paid pattern. I went ahead and purchased it. I can't remember how much it was, $4 or something. Went ahead and purchased it because I love lacy scarves. I just really like the look of it. And Judy's surprisingly turned out really nice, despite the fact that she was using a very busy yarn. Usually you have to go with a pretty simple stitch if you have a busy yarn. And, you know, I was worried that it wouldn't look right. I've had to frog projects before because the stitch was kind of hidden by the yarn that I used. So I've had to frog projects for that purpose or for that reason. But her particular scarf turned out to look really, really nice, I thought. I mean, this is just a basic, you don't necessarily have to see these stitches because, you know, it's lacy. So you're going to see that it's lacy. You don't really need to see all the double crochets, you know, and the chains. You don't really need to. So I came and searched through my stash and found a single skein of Malabrigo Makita which is a single ply superwash merino. And I knew all I'd need is one skein to do this scarf, and I only had the one, so I thought that would be perfect. And it's just 2 colors, so it's not busy, so I knew it would look nice. And so I took it off the blogging boards this morning, and here it is. And I know the camera is not going to do it justice. Someone is at my door. Don't know who that would be. Oh, it might be the squirrel. I've been having the squirrels come visit. Anyway, I don't know what the colorway is because this was a one-of-a-kind that I got from Jimmy Bean's Wool. So I don't know the colorway, but it is a dark green and a dark blue. It's just beautiful. I hope you can see the colors. And that's I folded it in half. So here's the design. So, you know, this would still work with a busy yarn because you can see the lace. So this will also be going to market next time I go. I opted not to go yesterday. I wasn't feeling it. I don't know what it is, but the older I get, the less I want to leave my house. I don't know if I would feel that way if I didn't have a hobby, but I just don't want to leave. I just want to stay home and do stuff. So that's that scarf, and it's called the Lush Lace Scarf. Again, on Ravelry, and it is by Red GK Patterns. The Lush Lace Scarf. And let me see what it says here as far as yarn requirements. Yeah, for some reason gave me a camellia flower pattern. I don't know why that is. It's not utilized in the pattern, so I don't know. Let's see here if it says 100 grams of 4-ply fingering yarn and a 5mm hook. I think I used a 4.5. And basic stitches: chain, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch. It's a 2-row repeat. For some reason I had a hard time memorizing it because I have a hard time with the ends, whether to chain, because each row you either chain 1 or you chain 3, and I had a hard time remembering which row was which. So it took me probably till I was, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 rows in before I figured it out. The repetition. So there's that. The next thing is a whip. And let me tell you, this pattern whipped my butt. This probably is going to take me the better part of a year to finish because it's tedious. And when I say tedious, I mean, and it's going to get worse the bigger it gets. The whole thing, pretty much the whole thing is front post, back post stitches. Doubles. Front post, back post, doubles. So one side you have, for 2 rows, you have front post back and forth. And then the next 2 rows, you have all back post from one end to the other, all back post. Oh my gosh. And you have to, because there's color changes in the pattern, the 2 back post rows are both started, they're both worked right to left. So you work the first row right to left, you drop that yarn, put your stitch marker over there, and then you go back to the right and you carry that from right to left. So you're for a while there, you're alternating two different colors while you're transitioning. Oh my gosh. And this is creating quite a thick fabric. So this is the one that I mentioned I saw a lady wearing at the Fiber Festival. So here's color A, and it's kind of a heathered pink that I got from Expression Fiber Arts. And then I decided to go with a purple as my color B, because they have to be contrasting colors so that these post stitches show up, and so that you can see the two different colors side by side. So I changed my mind on the purple. It was going to be a blue for the next, like a bluish gray, but I decided to go with a purple. And this is quite thick. I mean, you can't see through it. So I finally did the transition. This is how many rows you do for the transition. That's quite a few rows. So now I'm at the solid purple. So the purple will be probably about as many rows as this was. So that won't be bad, but it's dark. So when I go to do the back post, I'm going to have to make sure I have plenty of light because I can't miss any stitches. And my one gripe about this pattern is she doesn't give stitch counts at the end of the rows. So I don't know. I have a feeling my stitch count is not correct. But it's maintaining the shape, and this is normal. She said this is normal for the curling. And she said it'll be fine when you block it. So, you know, kudos to that lady that made this whole thing, because what happens is these outer points are longer than the center point. The center point doesn't grow in relation to these because your increases are single crochets versus doubles for the whole rest of the pattern. And not every row is an increase. So, you know, as you can see, it's shallow, and it's going to continue to be shallow. So it's a beautiful pattern. It's beautiful, but I can see myself getting burnt out quite regularly on this pattern. I'm hoping to finish it maybe by next winter. But, you know, this will wear you out. This will positively wear you out unless you absolutely love back post double crochet. I don't mind it, but when it's every single stitch for 2 rows, you're doing back post all the way. And as it gets bigger, you're going to have rows, you know, this long, more than that. I mean, you know, the shawl is going to be super wide. So you're going to have hundreds of stitches doing back post without missing a single stitch. Feel my pain? I hope so. It's quite challenging, quite daunting. And I'm hoping that a year from now I don't ditch it. We'll see. Well, that is all I have then for the projects. Let's move on to the yarn, shall we? So, a few weeks back, I ordered some more Temu yarn. And that's what came in the mail last week before. And I thought I'd share it with you. Some of them, I know one of them I've never tried before. So I'm going to start with that. This is supposedly 100% yak. It is called Tibetan Cloud Fingering. 100% yak, 450 meters, 50 grams. Color number 15. Recommends 2.25 to 3.25 millimeter, probably knitting needles. So I was anxious to feel it because they say yak is supposed to be super, super, super soft. I would not say this is any softer than a merino. And it's a heathered purple is the color I chose. And there it is. Here's the label. Tibetan Cloud Fingering. 100% yak. And yeah, this is a sticker over this label, and it still says Tibetan 100% yak. It says 100% yak. So it's definitely a lace weight, I would say. I would not call that fingering. I would call that a light fingering to a lace weight. And yeah, 450 meters, so about 480 yards. But it isn't as soft as I expected it to be. And it's been airing out a little bit, so it smells a little less plasticky than it did. But it's just a really pretty grapey purple. It's very pretty. So I only got the one. So there's that. And then, oh, I did get two. I got another yak in a different color. And this feels a little bit more rustic, not as soft. And this is a heathered olive green. You can see the specks of different colors in there. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty color. But this isn't even as soft as the purple. It almost feels more like a cotton. I haven't done a burn test on either of these yet. But despite that, it's pretty. And I'm sure it's natural fibers. It doesn't feel synthetic at all to me. So there's that. And then I got another red, and I thought this was the same red I've ordered before, but it's not, because this is a heathered red. And this is a Swan Lake, and it's supposed to be 50% cashmere, 40% fine wool, 10% Angora. And it is 365 meters for 50 grams. This is very soft. Way softer than that yak. And it's red, but it's got what looks like maybe a, I'm terrible at describing colors. I don't know, kind of a plummy strand mixed in with it. I don't know if you can tell or not. You probably can't tell. But it's super soft. It is very soft. So I'm always looking to increase my collection of red. So I'm happy to have that. I don't remember how much these were. I don't think they were over $5 or $6 a hank. And then I decided to try the worsted. If you know me, I don't really buy worsted. This will probably go in my undyed yarn, and maybe I'll dye it. We'll talk about that in a second. This is natural yarns from China, cashmere worsted. It says it's 100% cashmere. 125 meters for 50 grams, natural white. I'm going to say this is probably closer to a 3 weight than a worsted. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it is super soft. I doubt it's cashmere for the price. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I doubt that it's cashmere. But it is very soft and squishy. Very, very, very squishy. So this will more than likely go in my undyed collection box, perhaps for future dyeing. And there it goes. All right. So the last purchase that I received, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I found this Etsy seller. Every once in a while I'll go on to Etsy and I'll look to see what great deals I can get, because you know I'm the deal finder. I'm the deal finder. If I can find Malabrigo for 30, 40, 50% off, sign me up. I'll buy it. So I found this seller. Not only were her Malabrigos on sale, she offered free shipping for sales $35 and more. Well, okay, I'll take that. I don't mind buying 3 hanks of Malabrigo sock for $14 a piece. Heck no, I don't mind. And free shipping. This is gorgeous, you guys. Oh my gosh. I have a love for speckles lately. So I found this, and it's the colorway is called Ursula Malabrigo sock. Look at that. Oh my gosh. It's got the deep purple. It's got speckles of blue. What other speckles are in there? I'm mainly seeing speckles of blue. There's a little bit of like a brown. That's gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. If you're a purple fan, you got to get you some of this Ursula. Ursula Malabrigo sock, $14. Sock is upwards of $20 normally. Depending on where you buy it, it may be as much as $22. I think at my local yarn store, I believe they are charging $21 for Malabrigo sock. And then I think the ultimate sock, I think, is more than that. Anyway, this is 100% superwash. It is 440 yards at 100 grams. Suggests 2.25 to 3.25 knitting needles. Machine washable, cold water, gentle, do not tumble dry. Dry flat. Malabrigo is my favorite yarn. My number one favorite yarn. Next would probably be Madeline Tosh. Isn't that beautiful? That's beautiful. I've got 3 of them. I'm so excited. So, I told my friend Bernadine at How the Hook Turns about the sale. And so she went and took advantage of it also. So she's got yarn coming. So be watching for that yarn haul. I'm super excited. She told me what colors she got. They didn't have any more of the Ursula. But she got a pink and then she got a neutral. So I'm excited to see it, Bernadine. so excited. All right, on to the last thing. We are at 35 minutes. We're just trucking. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not done with the last thing. I've got some other Temu yarn here in front of me that I forgot about because it's at my feet. So from that other Temu order, I ordered this, supposed to be 50% mohair, 50% silk. I doubt it. But it had sequins in it. And it has a sparkle thread in it. So I thought, what the heck? I'm going to do it. And guess what? It's red. Sparkly, sparkly. Look at that. You see the, oh yeah, see the sequins? And the sparkle thread running through there. It's a red sparkle thread. It is quite halo-y, mohair-y, fuzzy. So you don't want to have to frog it. You don't want to have to frog it. So I got 4 in this package. And that makes me happy. Who doesn't love sparkle? Who doesn't love a sparkle yarn? All right, and then this one, I don't remember whether this came in this order or the last one. But this reminds me of that hank of the red that has the 2 different colors twisted together. The colorway, this doesn't say what color it is, but it's a very dark, like a, oh gosh, I'm so terrible with colors. A very dark wine color, let's just say that. And it looks like it is twisted with a, like a dark purple or maybe a black, but that's the label. And then there's the color. And it's just a nice, warm wine color. And there's 6 to a package. This is very soft. I watched another creator do a review on this, and he liked it. He did a break test, and he thinks it's possible this could be, I don't know that he said it's possible it could be cashmere, but it's definitely an animal fiber because it breaks very easily. This did not come with a corresponding thread to run with it. But as long as you were careful and, you know, made something that wouldn't stress the stitches, I'm sure it would hold up okay. Or you could hold it double with something else that's strong, you know, with a nylon or with a merino. That might be what I do. I don't know. I started another Lush lace scarf with this last night, but I was really tired, so I put it down. It's very thin. I'm going to say this is probably, it's supposed to be a fingering weight, but it's, maybe because I was tired. It just felt really hard to manage. But that's fingering, I'd say. It's a little heavier than that yak yarn. So 6 in a package. And then I also got that same yarn in an olive green, because I love green. And this also looks like it's kind of heathered. This is a beautiful color. Oh my gosh. So soft, you guys. So incredibly soft. So soft. And it's been in that package, so of course it smells like plastic. But, oh my gosh. This is so soft. So I've got, let's see, 1, that's a different one. 3, I've got 3 6-packs of this label because it's that soft. I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it. if you don't mind buying from China. And you know what? I've gone back and forth about Temu because it's a Chinese company. You know what? More than half the things we buy on Amazon come from China. I heard somebody else say that and a light bulb went off. And I'm like, that's a really good point. You know, just because we're buying direct from China, I don't think makes a bit of difference. So many things we buy, whether we buy it at Walmart or we buy it at Amazon or we buy it at some other store, so much of it comes from China. A lot of it, even yarn. I believe, what brand is it that largely is it Karen? Comes from China. Lion brand, I think, comes from China. So, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's the same thing. So I don't mind now buying from Temu. I don't mind. And for all of you who use TikTok and say poo-poo to Temu, I would rather buy from Temu than use TikTok, to be honest. Anyway, that's my spiel on Temu. I'm not saying I'm going to buy from there all the time, but this is some nice yarn. It's very nice yarn, despite the fact that it comes from China, and they probably have, well, we know they have child labor over there. But, you know, maybe they have child labor in Turkey too. I don't know. So anyway, that's my video for today. Yarn. Oh, no, I have one last thing. It's right here in front of me. One last thing. I told you this was going to be a longer video. So as I mentioned before, when I talked about that undyed yarn, I have a little basket over here that has all my undyed yarn that I've gotten from Amazon or I've gotten from Temu. And I finally decided that I would try my hand at dyeing again. This time, the last time I dyed yarn, I used the powder. That didn't go so well. And I watched a video recently on dip dyeing. So I thought, I'm going to try that. So I made up my stock solution, 1% stock solution of the 2 colors that I have. I only have 2 colors. I have, I always forget the first word of that color. Oh my gosh, I always want to say satellite, but it's not something gray. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. I don't remember the first word. I even looked at it before I came in here. I don't remember. Something gray. And then I have olive brown. So I have those 2 colors. And I've dyed 2 hanks before that, like I said, using the powder. But I didn't like how it turned out. So that's why I decided I would try the dip dyeing, because you have a little more control over the variation of color from one end of the hank to the other. So I went ahead and pulled 2 50-gram hanks of undyed 85-15 merino nylon blend yarn. And I used that, I'll put it down here. When I go to edit, I'll put the name, because I can't think of it. Maybe if I type it out, I'll remember it from now on. Anyway, it's the something gray. And supposedly it breaks, which means you'll see variations of different colors in that dye, like blues. Hers turned out purple and blue. Well, mine turned out all purple. And some parts are so dark purple they look black. So here are the 2 that I dyed. And this, where it was lighter, was the top part of the hank because I was dunking it in, little by little. So this was the top part, and over here was the top part. And then the bottom, where it's really dark, was where it first went in and grabbed the dye. And then here's where I had the you know the plastic nylon, or the nylon tie. What do you call them? Zip tie. That's where I had the zip tie. But I don't care that that's there. It's okay. Here's another one over here. That's where the zip tie was. So I think those turned out really nice. They smell nice. I like that. So I would like to start investing in more dye this year. You can only do so much with only 2 colors. So I had 2 hanks of this bright orange. It was like a safety orange. And I thought, what am I going to make with that? Who wants anything made with an orange yarn? Unless it's somebody wanting something for Halloween, make a pumpkin or something. Well, this orange was fancy fiber. It was merino and alpaca and silk, I believe. So I thought, I'm going to go ahead and dye that and use that olive brown. Because brown and orange go together. Green and orange go together. So it is currently drying. I may take a picture of it hanging in the bathroom and post that over here. It's going to look very different when it dries. The yarn is a 4-weight. No, it's a 3-weight. It's a 3-weight yarn that I got from Knit Crate a couple of years back before they closed. And I just didn't like the orange. So, yeah, I decided to, instead of dip dyeing, I put it in the pot, laid it out, and then squirted the dye directly on the fiber in strategic places. And I didn't have to turn it over. I mean, I did turn it over, but I thought if any orange shows through, that's fine. Brown and orange are nice together. It'll be a very, autumnal color maybe. I don't know if it'll break and I'll see any green. But so far it's looking brown. So I'm anxious to see how that looks when it's dry. But like I said, I'll share the picture of what it looks like now. The orange that's showing through is not as bright as it was, so that's good. I like that. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. I am super excited because that's some really nice yarn. And then hopefully one of these days I can order some more colors and get some squeeze bottles and have me a supply of stock solution so that I can dye some yarn and start learning how to do it correctly and have some control. Here's my problem that I noticed today in using that bottle. My trimmer kind of gets in the way. As I'm trying to squirt it, I don't have as much control. So that makes me sad. So I gotta maybe I'll go to a different type of bottle that has a smaller hole so that when I tip it over, it doesn't start coming out right away. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it makes me very sad because I really would like to try my hand at doing that, to where I can have the colors that I want. I'm not going to do it to sell it. I don't think I'll ever get that good. I don't want to make that much of an investment in it, and I don't want the headache. I just want to be able to make colors that I will use myself, and figure out how to do the speckling. I may have to have my son help, since I have this stupid tremor. So anyway, that is finally all I have today. Yep, we're at almost an hour. So I knew this was going to be a long video. Yep, that's what I have. So thank you guys for popping in and watching. If you watched all the way through, thank you so much. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. When I do, I'm probably going to do a giveaway. I don't know what yet it will be, but I will probably do one. In the meantime, I'm going to go check on my yarn and see how it's looking, and take a picture so I can share it with you guys. Watch my community tab too, because I'm probably going to share pictures there like I did on this one. I shared some pictures of this one. I think that's really pretty. That's really pretty. So thank you again for joining me. You guys, I hope you had a great weekend and have a good week coming up. My next video, I don't know. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow after my yarn dies. I am expecting one more yarn order, and then I need to just cut it off. This yarn order is coming from an Etsy seller who sells Gazelle Unicorn. So I'm finally going to get the green I want, and then she had a really pretty blue. I highly recommend Gazelle Unicorn for those of you who have missed out on the Wool Luxe from Joanne, because it's the exact same yarn. Exactly the same. All right, I'm going to scoot out of here. Till next time, you guys take care. I hope you're doing well. Remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care, you guys. Bye.